of our dear viewers on Synergy TV, all of our viewers on the Caribbean Showtime television in Canada, and of course all of our beautiful listeners on U975 FM Multicultural Radio. A very warm welcome to another edition of the program Conversations with Zelisa, where we continue to inform, educate, empower, and answer those unanswered questions. You know, I always remind you the importance of having pen and paper nearby your phone so you could store numbers and you could write notes. That will be helpful for you and your loved ones. Directing this morning and in Master Control, Hisham Costello. On behalf of our team, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a terrific day today. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday the 18th of July, 2023. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you and yours. That's someone special, all right? Reminding you it is a day and time we'll never have the opportunity to have again. Let's quickly go to our quote for today, coming to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. And our quote says, there are 4 very important words in life: love, honesty, truth, respect. Without these in your life, you have nothing. Very interesting, but it's the truth. That came to us with the kind compliments of Fab India Expo. Remember to check them out. It's the white tent opposite Medford gas station. Great deals, lovely, nice pieces in terms of clothing, your furniture, shoes, accessories. It's a one-stop shop. Then you have the food court, and then they've got this nice area where you could get fresh juices. You pick your fruits, fresh juices, you know. I think that's awesome. And of course the play area for the children. So now for this vacation time, take the kids, make it a family affair, all right? I want to say good morning to the management and staff of Therapeutic Treatments and Tutoring by Nandi. And you could say goodbyes to those irritating body aches and pains. They've got the solution for you. Their services are designed to discover and treat body ailments to achieve overall health and wellness, like Reiki, massages, reflexology, detoxification, medicopping, body analysis scans, therapeutic treatments, lymphatic drainage, sinus and asthma treatments, supplements, and much more. Contact today to make an appointment. 320-7256. That's 320-7256 or 323-2060. 323-2060, and they are located in San Fernando. And I want to remind you, Nandi is trained and certified. She's an occupational massage therapist and reflexologist, and she's trained and certified. This is what sets her apart from the rest. Nandi, a very good morning to you, my dear. Welcome to the program again.
Good morning, nice to be here.
And you know, I like to ask you about the Southland. How's the weather?
It's a little bit sunny this morning.
I know it's gorgeous here in the San Juan area. Beautiful, girl. The sunshine, it's out in all its glory. Now today, Nandi, you're going to talk to us about something. Before you introduced it to me, I had no knowledge about it, and knowledge is power. So I'm happy that it's something that we are going to discuss and we are going to talk about, and that is myasthenia gravis. And exactly what is this?
Myasthenia gravis is really, that is a rare disease. This is a sickness. Not many people doesn't realize that, you know, they have this type of sickness. So, only few in the country that I know that are actually doing therapy to have it. So I'm going to get you.
Yes. So now that we know exactly. So we can have a greater.
The short way phrase, we call it MP.
Okay.
So This is a chronic autoimmune disorder in which the antibodies destroy the communication between, we are talking about nerves and muscles. So it destroys the communication between nerves and muscles, in resulting weakness of the skeletal muscles, and myasthenia gravis affects the voluntary muscles of the body, especially those that control the eyes, mouth, throat, and lips.
Okay.
That is what myasthenia is all about. Myasthenia gravis.
Right. Now, what actually causes this? How is it caused?
Myasthenia gravis is inherited and it is contagious, but generally it develops later in life when the antibodies in the body attack normal receptors on muscles. So it blocks the chemical needed to stimulate muscle contraction.
Okay, but what actually, no, so what actually triggers this? What do you think triggers this?
Muscles, the weakness, nerves, so the receptors is actually an autoimmune disease. If your immune system is not functioning properly, there is a lot of people out there who suffer from autoimmune, right? So autoimmune can cause a lot of problems. Yeah.
Okay. So we understand what it is, what causes it, what triggers it. For those who may not even be aware that they're suffering from this, what are some of the symptoms that are associated with it, so you can identify that this is what I need to be treated. What are the symptoms?
Symptoms. So we are talking about muscle weakness caused by myasthenia gravis again. It gets worse when the affected muscle is used, because symptoms usually it gets better with rest. Muscle weakness can come and go. However, the symptoms tend to progress over time. They usually reach their worst within a few years after the disease begins, right? Myasthenia gravis may also affect any of the muscle that you can control. Certain muscle groups are more commonly affected than others. So we are going to talk about all these are symptoms that I am telling you about. So we are talking about eye muscles. In more than half the people who develop myasthenia gravis, the first symptom affects the eyes.
The eyes.
Symptoms include drooping of one eye or both eyelid called ptosis. So ptosis is double vision called the diplopia, which may be horizontal or vertical and improves or resolves when one eye is closed. So we also talking about face and throat muscles. In about, let's say, 15% of people with myasthenia gravis, the first symptoms involve face and throat muscle. These symptoms, it can make speaking difficult. Your speech might sound like soft or nasal depending on which muscles are affected. It causes problems with swallowing. You might choke easily, making it difficult to eat, drink, or even take pills. So sometimes liquid you are trying to swallow come out your nose. It also affects chewing. The muscle used for chewing might tire halfway through a meal. This is especially true if you have been eating something hard to chew, such as steak and anything crunchy or hard, apart from steak. So you can also, all these are symptoms, eh? So
Yeah.
change in facial expression, for example, your smile might look like a sneer. So neck and limb muscles, the myasthenia gravis also can cause weakness in the neck, arms, legs. Weakness in the legs can affect how you walk. Weak neck muscle make it hard to hold up the head.
But this is a serious
And when
thing.
yes, and like with some people who have symptoms like this, right, you need, when they should need to see a doctor or talk to a health care provider is when they start having problems in breathing, seeing, swallowing, chewing, walking, or even using arms or hands, holding up, like, unable to use their arms or hands and holding up their head and so on. So do you remember many years ago I had touched on Bell palsy?
Yes, I was just about to ask you that, Nandi,
Right.
because it
Right.
seems very similar to
Bell
Bell.
palsy.
Yes.
Right. So, I spoke about the drooping of the eyes and that kind of thing, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
when people start to develop Bell palsy actually comes with a muscle again, nerves again, and it comes from like stress, right? So, and with that type of stress levels, that is when the blood is not circulating or flowing throughout the body properly. And one side of your face would start drooping
Yes,
as
Nandi.
well and causes stroke
Yeah,
and that kind of thing.
Nandi,
Right? So it is similar, but it is a little more chronic. Myasthenia gravis is a more chronic disease. It's not inherited or contagious.
You remember when you touched on that topic, and I feel it's something we need to revisit now, because when we did that topic, we did it with television alone, and we did not do it for radio and for the audience in Canada and around the world, other parts of the world. So I feel it's something, because Bell palsy is something that's very common, and so many people need treatment and they don't know how to get treatment. But if you treat with it, because I had Bell palsy, remember I told you I had Bell palsy a couple of years ago, my face was actually twisted. But with proper treatment and a proper diet and things like that, you could get back on track. It was a rude awakening for me to get myself in order. But it's important that we are talking about this as well, because you want to get treatment as soon as possible. This is serious. So I want to remind all of our listeners, all of our viewers, that I am in conversation with Nandi. She's a trained and certified occupational massage therapist and reflexologist. And our program this morning coming to us with the kind compliments of therapeutic treatments and tutoring by Nandi. All right. Remember, some of their services are Reiki, massages, reflexology, detoxification, medicopping, body analysis scans, therapeutic treatments, lymphatic drainage, sinus and asthma treatments, supplements, and much more. Located in San Fernando. Call to make an appointment today. Those numbers are, write it down, store it on your phone, save it as Nandi, 320-7256. It's on the television, 320-7256 or 323-2060, 323-2060. All right? We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we continue our conversation with Nandi and continuing her topic, giving us information. And I always say knowledge is power. Now that you have the knowledge and you know about what we're talking about, this particular topic, it means you now can identify, if you're wondering what is wrong with you or a family member or a loved one, you can identify immediately and get help. All right? So when we return, we're going to talk about solutions. Also, there's a testimony that came in, a voice one, that I'd like us to go to. So let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation with Nandi. Stay with us. Therapeutic treatments and tutoring by Nandi, certified occupational massage therapist and reflexologist, specialized in all types of therapeutic treatments like massages, reflexology, medicopping, detoxification, sinus drainage, body analysis scans, supplements and much more. Call or WhatsApp today at 3207256 or 3232060.
Due to the high volume of calls and requests, Farbinger Expo has been extended until July 31st. Just a few more days to go. We've got everything you need. This is your last chance to shop. Ethnic Indian wear, footwear, furniture, jewelry, musical instruments, home decor, kitchenware, and so much more. Authentic Indian food court, spa, and much more. Farbinger Expo, located opposite Medford Gas Station, Shogunas, now closing on July 31st from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., including weekends and holidays. Farbinger Expo. Check us out today.
Super quality supermarket. Best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Couva Car Park, Couva, 98 Endeavour Road, Shogunas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trin-City. Super Quality Supermarket.
Welcome to OATS, Optimal Alternative Treatment Solutions Limited, the future of healthcare, which provides full body scans which we detect and treat cancer, tumors, all heart conditions, cysts, fibroids, dementia, Parkinson's, just to name a few. No radiation and medication is not needed. If you are tired of getting no results, call us at 354-4459 or 356-7226.
So to all of our dear viewers on Synergy TV, all those of you on the Caribbean Showtime television in Canada, all of our listeners on U975 FM Multicultural Radio, welcome back to Conversations with Zelisa, our program coming to us with the kind compliments of therapeutic treatments and tutoring by Nandi. So say goodbye to all of those irritating body aches and pains. And you know, they've got the solution for you. Their services are designed to treat body ailments to achieve overall health and wellness, like Reiki, massages, reflexology, detoxification, medicopping, body analysis scans, therapeutic treatments, lymphatic drainage, sinus and asthma treatments, supplements and much more. And I want to remind you that Nandi is trained and certified an occupational massage therapist and a reflexologist, all right? She's been doing this for many years. And of course, if you need training yourself, she's trained and certified to help you, you know. And of course, this morning, she's talking to us about myasthenia gravis symptoms and causes. What is it exactly? And Nandi, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm here.
You know, I am happy that you allow us to explore such topics because, like I said before, I never knew about this prior to you introducing and talking to us about it. And I am sure that there are many people out there that actually have this, they're living with this, and they don't know what it is exactly, or they don't know anything about solution, about treatment. So I want to go straight into that. Let's talk about someone who's been identified and diagnosed and they need to get treatment from you. Exactly what would be the treatments? What would you do?
Well, in my field, the treatments would be lymphatic drainage, right? Lymphatic treatment. Also supplements.
Okay. So
And
diet.
you know, I deal with my treatments is all natural. And everything I do is in the holistic way.
Right.
So this is my field of therapeutic treatments in the natural way, holistic way.
What?
So I would do the lymphatic treatment, supplements. There is also aerobic exercises, right? There is respiratory muscle training. So you train the respiratory muscle, you strengthen it. You have to strengthen up the muscles of the respiratory system and progressive resistance exercises, right? And doing this, it also has been shown to be an effective approach in enhancing the functional outcomes of including the mobility, muscle strength, and reducing fatigue and improving physical performance and enhancing the overall quality of health. Also, rest is most important. You know, sometimes those are the treatments for that in the holistic way. Because when I talk about a topic, my treatment is more in the holistic lineage. But like in medical terms, that will be where they have a specific medication that they would give the patients and so on. And to know that you have myasthenia gravis, the main thing doctor would do is actually do a blood test. They will treat their patient with medication for it, but it does know and they don't recommend. I mean, they do know the therapeutic treatment for it, but they don't know like we do it here in Trinidad, because this type of treatment you can do it abroad. It's very rare down here to have that type of disease.
Okay. And that's something you've
everything
dealt
has to
with.
deal with the immune system. So the main test for myasthenia gravis is a blood test. And to look for a type, when they do the type of blood test, they would look for a type of antibody produced by the immune system that stops the signal being sent between nerves and muscles.
Right. Now you talked to us about supplement, but I'm also assuming you put your you put your clients, the patients, on a particular diet as well.
Not really.
Okay.
Because you don't have no special diet for this.
Okay.
Not to my knowing, just the treatment, supplement, and the supplement that I prescribe for my patients.
Okay.
You're not going to gain weight or anything like that.
Okay. No problem. Nandi, I know that we got a testimony that came in, a voice note, and I would like to play that at this time. Would that be okay with you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. So, Mr. Director, let's go to that voice note as we speak. So, please tell me when it's ready, of course, because I can't hear anything.
I suffered from a sickness called myasthenia gravis.
This is the program Conversations with Zelisa. Could you notify me and let me know when the voice note is ready, please? I'll appreciate that.
And I have
so this, of course, is the program Conversations with Zelisa on Synergy TV.
The method of treatment and supplement has been working tremendously for me. I am feeling less tired and weakness has been eased up a lot. I am continuing therapeutic treatment with her. I was seeing her for once a week when I started now. I am seeing her twice a week Period. Thank you, Nandi, for your great service and keep up the good job you are doing.
Okay, so welcome back to all of our viewers, all of our listeners. And Nandi, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, so let's have, perhaps we've got about 4 minutes or so to recap. Can you reflect on that voice note a little bit and respond to it?
I have not heard the voice note.
I did not hear it as well. I humbly apologize. I humbly apologize for that.
Testimonial.
Oh, you didn't? Well, it came in via my office. Okay, so Nandi, let's perhaps do a quick recap of what we spoke about today. We've got 3 minutes or so. That would be nice if you could talk now to our listeners and our viewers. For those who may be suffering, how you can have that intervention to get help and to get them, back to a speedy recovery. Hello? Hello? Okay, I think we've lost Nandi there. This is the program Conversations with Zelisa on Synergy TV, on the Caribbean Showtime Television in Canada, on U975 FM Multicultural Radio, powered by ZMB Communications Limited. And, we've been speaking to Nandi, who is a trained and certified occupational massage therapist and a reflexologist. And remember that our program today came to us with the kind compliments of therapeutic treatments and tutoring by Nandi. And, say goodbye to those irritating body aches and pains, because they've got the solution for you. Their services are designed to discover and treat body ailments, to achieve overall health and wellness, and reminding you that they cover Reiki, massages, reflexology, detoxification, cupping, body analysis scans, therapeutic treatments, lymphatic drainage, sinus and asthma treatments, supplements, and much more. They're located in San Fernando. Telephone contact numbers are 320-7256. That's 320-7256 or 323-2060. 323-2060. So again, special thanks and gratitude to Nandi. Give her a call today. Make that appointment. Head on down. Be on your way to a speedy recovery, a happier, healthier, and peaceful you. Because when you don't have good health or when you're in pain, you're quite disenchanted. You could never have peace and you're never happy. So remember to give them that call, make that appointment, and head on down to San Fernando. Special thanks again to Nandi. Let's go to these important messages. When I return, I'm going to be in conversation with Mr. Reza Abbas Ali. He's been an educator for many, many years, and he's also very popularly known as a sports broadcaster. When we return, stay with us. Therapeutic treatments and tutoring by Nandi, certified occupational massage therapist and reflexologist, specialized in all types of therapeutic treatments like massages, reflexology, cupping, detoxification, sinus drainage, body analysis scans, supplements, and much more. Call or WhatsApp today at 320-7256 or 323-2060. Visit Agri Savers Limited, number 19 Orange Grove Trace, St. Augustine, for all your agriculture, livestock, pet, agri-equipment, hydroponics, cannabis, fishing tackle supplies, and much more. Open Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Contact 473-6074, 663-1094. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Passage to Asia, the award-winning restaurant and banquet suite located in the heart of Chaguanas, the best fusion food restaurant in Trinidad and Tobago. From the second you enter to the moment you leave, you will be treated like royalty. Come dine in luxury and enjoy the finest combination of Asian cuisine prepared by skilled and qualified chefs at Passage to Asia. The experience is truly unforgettable, perfect for families, couples, and large groups. Passage to Asia, located at St. Ives Street, Chaguanas. Contact 672-2701. Also, visit us on Facebook and Instagram.
Charan's Bookstore. For all your school books, stationery items, uniforms, shoes, board games, toys, and much more. Visit them at any of their 3 branches located at 24 Eastern Main Road, Quezay, San Juan. Telephone number 675-9024 or 675-3607. 53 Eastern Main Road, Tunapuna, 663-1884, 663-1476, or 645-3878. Trin City Mall, Trin City. Contact them at 640-3155.
Calm down.
Check out Charan's Bookstore.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa, and of course to all of our viewers on Synergy TV, those of you on the Caribbean Showtime Television in Canada, all of our listeners on U975 FM Multicultural Radio powered by ZMB Communications Limited. Welcome back to the program, and let me say a very good morning and a very warm welcome to Mr. Reza Abbas Ali. He of course is an educator, known broadcaster when it comes to sports, a household name to many. Great to have you back on the program. Welcome, sir.
Well, Zelisa, thanks once again for extending a second invitation.
Yes.
After June the 22nd.
That's to tell you how influential you've been and what a good, guest you've been with regards to your content and your contribution.
Yes.
Today you're here in the hat and the capacity of an educator. You've been part of the school system for many, many years, a great contribution towards the growth and development of our children.
For sure.
Children then who are now adults, parents themselves, out into the world, making us very proud. And of course you would have contributed towards that. And I think it's important as parents to always respect and understand the great contribution teachers, the influence they have on our children. Huh?
For sure. Well, I mean, parents are teachers and teachers are parents.
Correct, correct.
It's, the topic we wanted to really further elaborate on as teachers as second parents. And we have to understand, of course, what parenting means in the first place.
Correct.
And I think I pulled out something, quite on the point. The authority to make decisions concerning and affecting the care, welfare, and proper development of your child. And when we talk about, the parenting at home, which is quite challenging for a lot of parents, we are indeed in not only the roles of educator and teachers of subjects, but as second parents. And this is what we want to talk about.
And teachers of life lessons.
Yes.
I don't put plasters on anything.
Yes.
I say it as it is, and I think I'm entitled to my perspective, and I give it as I feel.
Sure.
And I think many people sometimes get caught up with the fact that, the teacher is the one responsible for a lot of things. Yes, the teacher is influential and responsible, but they are not your babysitters. They're educators, and very often people think, well, the teacher has to be the babysitter. That's far from the truth.
Definitely.
They are there to identify and to help your child develop and grow.
Yes,
And you know, let's look at this in perspective, because we have the biological parents who bring in the child into the world.
Yeah.
And from the age of 5 or maybe 6, child goes into primary school. To 11, 12 into secondary school up to the age of 17, 18.
Correct.
12 years of primary, secondary school where children are exposed outside of their homes into the classrooms. And you could add up that. That's thousands of hours in education and, I mean, exposure. So while the grounding of that child starts at home.
Correct.
The discipline, I mean, the attitudes and all of those things. So when they come into primary and secondary school, I mean, if there are socio-economic challenges in the home and teachers have to face that in a classroom, I mean, that's a challenge, because we now have to change something that is constant in the home. But if they come well grounded into a classroom, we just have to reinforce the values and, you know, the customs and the attitudes of what that child was, how he was brought up in the home. We just have to reinforce it, and that will, and we just, of course, extend his experience or her experience in the system.
Nice. Our children are on vacation.
Yes.
They're home. And, you know, it's extremely important that parents and guardians know. I mean, I've said it and I will continue to say it. Like myself, we've got commitments, right? We have to pay our bills. We've got to go to work. We've got to be productive. And so, you know, managing that and children at home, please ensure that where you send your children, you are sure of the influences.
Yes. Because, let's go over the influences, correct, because when you come into a school too, and there is influences, of course, in the external environment, we are not only educators, as I mentioned on the top, but we are your pastoral care in the system. We care for your child. Not only educating the child, we care and we are responsible for the safety of the child in the school.
I like that you've said that, because safety is
extremely important. And let me just extend on this safety, because you go on field trips. I mean, you need parents, of course, authorization.
Yes.
But something happens, the bus, something's whatever. I mean, you were in a field trip, the child disappears. You know what kind of stress is that for a teacher? So and I just want to add is that when you talk about this safety, I remember, you know, Mr. Idris Khan, a former principal of Astra Charlieville and former vice principal, he reminded me about an incident in terms of safety and how important we are to take care of your children. I remember I was part of this, Zelisa, where a young boy, a student, you know, I mean, he went up on the banister and he was threatening to throw himself from the banister. And I had to run up the stairs and hold him and comfort him. I mean, coming from, you know, I mean, a difficult home.
Now I'm sitting listening to this.
Yes.
Those are listening to the radio or looking at the show, it's traumatizing enough to hear and just to think about what is going on at that moment, but actually being there and seeing that happening.
Yes.
And having to think, what is my next move? What do I say to this child to stop it? Or perhaps will I then propel this child to jump? You have to be so cautious and careful of what you're saying and how you're saying. It's very sensitive.
It was a spur of the moment because we didn't expect it.
Yeah.
We sat down with the child, we found out what is happening, you know, he was opening up. He was a very, you know, close young boy. But, you know, I want to tell you, Zelisa, you know, I was at a graduation in South. Some years ago, and that boy graduated with honors.
Great, congratulations.
Can you imagine that?
You see, you never know what's in the mind of that child.
Never.
You never know what ills are disturbing that child, whether it's internal, external, from the home or exterior, after school. You never know what it is. It's quite sensitive.
I want to just expand on terms of what we're talking about, parents and teachers. Now, parents and teachers, of course, have to be on the same length, on the same line.
Same page.
Same page. You know what is happening. You know, I mean, I have had students who come up to me and would tell me things in confidence.
Yeah.
And I have to be very careful how I transfer that message to the parent, because obviously I have to inform the parent, of course, through my principal, because I can't hide those things. It's not fair to the parent, you know. So, you know, listening, Zelisa, is a serious, advantage, or not advantage, but it's a serious notification of a teacher listening to the cries of a parent's child.
Now, I want you to talk to us about something that's real. It happens.
Yes.
Because it happens even in your home. You have 5 fingers, none are the same. You have 5 children, none are the same.
Yes.
You have a special child, and the parents do show a little more attention to a particular. It happens.
Yes.
It happens in almost every household. Sometimes not the parents not aware of it, but it happens, and the other children feel it. So, it also happens in this classroom. Favoritism. I want you as an educator to talk to us about that and how harmful it can be to other students in the class.
A teacher
because it's
favoring a
real.
child.
Yes, because it's real, Mr. Abbas Ali, and you're aware of that. It's real.
Yes, I'm aware of that, and I wouldn't want to talk for all teachers, you know, but the majority of teachers, we have to be, in fact, all teachers have to, we understand the rights of the child.
Right.
Right? And we have to be fair and equitable in treatment to all students, not only of race, color, class, or gender, or religion, but in terms of, understanding each other and not favoring or picking, well, because you're my favorite student, I have to adopt a particular attitude to you. That it can't work. It cannot work. Because that child will, they see that. Children, at that age are quite observant. You know, well, look what sir,
yeah, and let me tell you.
But sir and miss, why you don't do me the same?
I'll tell you something.
Yes.
Children are also very observant.
Yes.
So if they come home and they talk.
Right.
Or they talk with their siblings, or they talk with their friends, or you hear,
yes.
or they perhaps, like my daughter and I, we have open conversations.
Right.
So as she gets in the car, Mommy, before I sometimes even ask her, how was her day, she says, Mommy, how was your day?
Right.
So we have that open, so believe you me, she's going to tell me everything that happens, because I have a conversation. How was your day? What you did? What, I believe in conversation. That's the only way you get information from kids.
Sure.
And transparency as well.
Correct.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, again, you mentioned about transparent. Again, your daughter speaks to you and finds out of your day, and then you find out about her day. What was the situations, or what things they confronted in the school on that day. And sometimes I mentioned, children are very reserved at times. And they may not like to open to their parents. So we come in as a second parent to listen to the problem. I mentioned this thing about listening, and that's a significant part of it. God give us 2 ears and 1 mouth.
So when you talk about listening to parents, Mr. Abbasali,
or the students,
or the students,
yes.
But now I want to talk about teacher-parent relationship. Should a parent then, if they gather information and they realize, or they have conversations with their children,
yes.
and X, Y, Z is the situation, should the parent then say to the teacher, X, Y, Z is the situation?
Oh, yeah.
And how can we work to...
Yeah, well, that happens, regularly, because a child will go to his parent, more so his mother maybe, and said, Mom, so a boy tried to bully me today. Try to take, what we call taxing, $1.02. The child may not go to the form teacher, right? But will go to the parent first. All right, and the parent will have to verify that, because you have 2 sides of a coin.
Yes, and we know sometimes children could elaborate it pink, but then they say purple, green, yellow, orange. Yes.
Yes.
Certainly, you're correct.
So the parent may call into the principal office, or may call, sometimes, not sometimes, many times in these occasions, we have chats, WhatsApp chats between parents and teachers and students. So it's easily communicated now. All right, and that's where, of course, the parties have to sit down and find out, of course,
Have a one-on-one.
My side, your side, but what are the facts?
Have that one-on-one.
Yes, yes.
And which is communication is extremely important. So you don't hide it, put it under the carpet,
No,
but
you
rather
can't.
you address it in a nice, respectful way.
Yes.
Have a conversation about it. With that, let's go to these important messages. When we return, we continue our conversation with Mr. Reza Abbas Ali, educator and, of course, sports broadcaster. When we return, we continue our conversation. Stay with us.
Due to the high volume of calls and requests, Harbinger Expo has been extended until July 31st. Just a few more days to go. We've got everything you need. This is your last chance to shop. Ethnic Indian wear, footwear, furniture, jewelry, musical instruments, home decor, kitchenware, and so much more. Authentic Indian food court, spa, and much more. Harbinger Expo, located opposite Medford gas station, Shogunas. Now closing on July 31st from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., including weekends and holidays. Harbinger Expo. Check us out today.
Super quality supermarket. Best quality and great prices. Get your fresh fruits, vegetables and meats. It's a one-stop shop for the most affordable groceries, baby items, kitchen supplies, bathroom accessories, car care supplies, pet food, toys and lots more, all at Super Quality Supermarket. Wide aisles, fully air-conditioned and secured parking. 3 locations nationwide: Hoover Car Park, Hoover, 98 Endeavour Road, Shogunas, and 47 Tissue Drive, Trin-City. Super Quality Supermarket.
Tile Expression Limited, the #1 leader in tiles. Large stock, unbeatable prices, wide variety of porcelain tiles, ceramic tiles, wall and floor tiles, residential and commercial, granite and quartz countertops. Best quality from Spain, Italy, Brazil, India and China. Tile Expression Limited, conveniently located Monroe Road, Kunapir. Telephone 693-0015 or 223-TILE.
Welcome back to the program Conversations with Zelisa. In conversation with Mr. Reza Abbas Ali, educator and sports broadcaster, very popular gentleman. So we're very pleased to have him. He wears many hats. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks
and
again,
I realized that one of your past students sent you a little message. Would you like to read it to us?
I'd be really happy. You know, we spoke about, you know, that listing and that guidance. Teachers' roles are caretaker, conflict resolution, mentoring, consultant, career advisor, listener, protector, all of these roles
it's
we
true,
have.
yeah.
Apart from being second parents. So, Zelisa, this student of mine, I think it's back in 2020 at Astra Boys in Charlieville.
Yeah.
Just yesterday at 5:26 p.m. I mean, it's all here. I can assure you, this is not magic or something that I made up. You know, I get them from time to time. Mr. Abbas Ali, Mr. Roshan here from 50 Modern Studies. Now going through my phone and saw your contact. Hope all is with you. So I responded to him, fear to find, sir. You know, my memory sometimes, you know, fails me and all of that. You know, classes and so many students have taught.
So many, yeah, hundreds.
You know, we were in the class of 2020. Mr. Zaid was the form teacher. Some of my classmates were X, Y, and Z. Kyle, Travis, Ken, you calling them, Anthony. Hopefully these names ignite some memory. You taught me the lovely subject of principles of business. Mr. Zafir was your OJT at that time. Nevertheless, I would like to extend my gratitude to you, sir. You have shaped me into a fine young man that I am today. And I told you that I would make you proud. I finished Form 5 at the age of 16, obtained 7 passes. I went on to do CAPE, advanced level, all right, to grade twos and two grade ones, two grade ones and twos. And at 19 years, I can gladly say I'm a permanent worker at the Ministry of Rural Development. My job consists of regional approvals for land, commercial buildings, single and multi-family homes. So I'm not stopping here. I'm pursuing my degree part-time at the University of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm doing civil engineering.
So nice.
This is, I mean, this is just all of a sudden.
That's part of your reward, eh?
It is. I mean, there could never be money involved in this. Just reward and satisfaction.
To know that you influenced that child in a positive way.
Yes, and I mean, I mentioned to you off the air, we as teachers, and I'm not saying, you know, I mean, we bring in all the workers in the world. You know, we set the foundation, you know, and maybe I better, throw out a line there for teachers' compensation, but that's another story. but it's a serious thing, and you know, as teachers, Zelisa, I mean, the second parent is fine, the empathy, the patience.
You really have to have a lot of patience.
Oh, you know, the
I don't know how they do it.
The lifelong learning, the preparedness, the respect, the collaboration. Because when you enter a school, we set your career goals and achievements. You know?
You help mold and polish those children.
I mean,
you set them, you give them that foundation to grow and to excel and to succeed. You influence them, and you do that in a positive or negative way.
Yes.
That's important.
Yes.
And I think that's where parents need to step in and step up. If you realize that your child is not comfortable or that there is something wrong, then you get early intervention and fix it before it's too late, because it is extremely important.
Yes.
And that's why communication with your children is important.
Yes.
Having that conversation, listening to them, not just hearing, but actually listening and responding as well.
You remember the pandemic?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I mean, learning was virtual online.
Listen, one of the things that I was really very concerned about during the pandemic, and not that when they would go to school, I felt that for some children, going to school was a safe place. Safe place in the sense that if they were being abused, if they were had any sort of negativity that was going on in their life, the teachers would be the one to identify. You're sleeping away, you're not doing your work, you're not doing your homework, you're crying, you're looking ruffled, something is wrong. There are teachers who actually would take their money and buy a little lunch for children. That's the commitment. So I was really concerned, because that's where you get that intervention. You know, recently, I want to share something that happened very personal here.
Okay.
Recently, I had a strength or someone coming from the Rape Crisis Society of Trinidad and Tobago. And because of that program, it propelled a young man to come forward and talk about a situation that happened in school many years ago. And he felt that he'd closed that door on it. But by listening to the show and listening to the conversation and understanding what rape really is, he was able to go back there. It ignited something and had a very negative influence in school by not just a teacher, but a guidance officer.
Yeah.
Now, we're not calling names.
Sure.
But that's a scary thing, because if you send your child to school and they're being manipulated in a negative way, and I'm going to be very open, for sex by adults, I think that's something that should be reported. So as much as we highlight the good that teachers are doing, we have to also identify that there is another side which could be a bad, negative side. And that is why conversations and talks with your children are so important, so that they can talk to you about it and not feel concern, oh God, this is serious, and if my mother or father find out about this, I'll get the greatest cuttass of my life.
Right.
Or you understand, they're not knowing. But if they have that comfort knowing that I could talk to my parent, I could be open, I could be honest without being chastised or without being, getting the wrong, but rather, okay, my mother, father will listen to me and we'll find a solution to this. They must feel that comfort, that opening, to have that interaction, to have that conversation.
Well, that's a serious...
It's very serious.
Conversation.
It's very serious.
Or event. Nothing is perfect in the world, but
no.
surely incidents, I cannot deny things of those nature may and can happen. And as you mentioned quite correctly, that conversational line has to be straight. And there's no, cutting the line at all, because children do get affected seriously at that age.
And then they feel as if they will be judged.
Yes.
And I'm talking about a young man who is in his teens.
Yes.
This happened in secondary school.
Yes.
And so there is reason for concern. So we're not talking about a child in primary school anymore. We're talking about a teenager whose influence or first experience, one, they may think it was nice, but it's traumatizing when it resonates with him. He realized this was very traumatic for me. It was wrong.
Yes. I hope things worked out for him.
I hope so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I just want to touch on something, of course, when you're in the home now. And the home is, of course, another learning area. But when you go into the school, a school is a microcosm of society.
It is.
Where, children experience so many things in and out of a classroom.
And especially with those that wrote SEA, going into secondary school, different ethnicities, different religions, different people from different environments, different things like that.
Coping with those.
So it's a whole new world, a whole new experience.
Yes.
You don't have that, because you find in primary school, you have that little nurturing with the teacher, child, that comfort.
In primary school, you have one teacher. In secondary school, you have 6, 8 teachers teaching you 8 different subjects. You mentioned about, and students would say, what's your favorite? You ask a child, what's your favorite subject in secondary school? Well, I like Miss So-and-so from, to say maths. She's the best. And I like so-and-so. So,
But it's true, I loved Mrs. Redhead because she was so good at English.
Right.
And she would always observe, well, Zelisa, I'd like you to read this chapter. Things. She gave you the power and that confidence, that drive. So I would think she was one of the people that was quite influential in my life. Mrs. Nabi, Mr. Braffett, just to name a few. These are the people that I remember that certainly contributed.
Yes, they had that effect on you, like a Houdini effect.
Yeah.
Magical, I went to St. George's College back in the 70s, and my French teacher, I was better at French, would you believe, than Spanish. And I do have, a good, foundation in conversational Spanish. You have your favorite teachers, and students do have their favorite teachers, but the teachers themselves have to, as you mentioned quite correctly, have to act fairly.
I like that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap things up at this time. Time is upon us to wrap up.
And my last
I see the need for you to come back. So we're certainly going to make arrangements for you to come back and spend an hour with me, so we could really communicate and get the messages out there. So I want to thank you kindly. I want to wish you all the best, and we'll have you back on the program very soon. We've got to wrap up.
All right, no problem. The time has gone so quickly.
I want to thank each and every one of you. Please be good, law-abiding citizens. Respect the law of the land. Here's wishing you a productive, fruitful, and great day today. We've got a repeat of the program today on Synergy TV at 3 o'clock. Tell your friends, tell your family members. Stay with us on U975 FM Multicultural Radio. Here's reminding you that with God, all things are possible. I am Zelisa Budu Singh Rupani. Thank you so much for choosing us.
Thanks.